Have you ever felt this inexplicable connection with a person, as if something bigger than you had placed them in your path? This is no coincidence. Imagine for a moment that Allah deliberately placed this soul in your heart, and there is a deeper reason behind this connection. Why do some people seem to appear in our lives when we least expect them? Why do some relationships transform us to the point where they never really leave us? If you've ever asked yourself these questions, stay with me. What awaits you could well change your perception of relationships and the way Allah guides every aspect of your life, even the most intimate ones. 1. A trial or a hidden blessing. You know, sometimes life brings us face to face with people who seem to enter our world in unexpected ways. These souls who appear when you least expect them, but who, in an instant, occupy a special place in your heart. At this moment, a doubt may arise. Why is this person there? Does it represent a blessing, or is it there to test your faith and your emotions? Allah, in His infinite wisdom, places trials on us in sometimes unexpected forms. It is not always easy to see the clarity of a situation at the very moment it arises. Indeed, each person we meet does not come just to fill a temporary role. It plays a divine role in the grand scheme of our lives. Whether it is a blessing in disguise or a test to purify our hearts, there is always a deeper reason behind this connection, a reason that is often beyond our immediate understanding. When this person enters your life, whether they are a loved one, a friend, or even a stranger who crosses your path, it is important to remember that nothing happens by chance. Each soul placed in our path is a way for Allah to test our reactions. Sometimes this person will be there to teach you patience. Other times, it will be a mirror of your own faults, a way for you to purify yourself. And sometimes, Allah places you a kind person, whose presence helps you to rediscover a part of your humanity, to revive your faith. But how do you know if this person is a challenge or a blessing? The key lies in how you react to its presence. If it brings you closer to Allah, it is certainly a sign of His mercy. If, on the contrary, it takes you away from your path, from your prayers, or from your inner peace, it is perhaps a call to rise up and correct something within you. It is at these times that it is crucial to remember that every encounter has a divine purpose. It's not just about judging the person who came into your life, but also thinking about what Allah is trying to tell you through them. Sometimes a trial comes not to crush us, but to uplift us, teach us a lesson, or simply bring us closer to our Creator. So instead of running away from these encounters, whether they are a blessing or a trial, it is better to welcome them with patience and hope. 2. A mirror of your soul. Sometimes the truth is closer to us than we think. And in some encounters, this truth is shown to us in a way we had not anticipated, through others. Allah, in His infinite wisdom, places people in our lives who are not just there by coincidence, but as mirrors that reflect the inner state of our soul. These souls, whether near or far, have the unique ability to reveal to us who we really are, to show us hidden aspects of our being. When you meet someone, a connection is formed, sometimes instantly, sometimes over time. But there is a point where you realize that this person touches you deeply. It seems to have the ability to bring out from you emotions, thoughts, and reflections that you had not consciously perceived. It's as if this person holds a key that opens doors to truths that you had ignored, that you had not dared to face. If this person uplifts you, if they push you to become a better version of yourself, if they inspire you to strengthen your faith, move away from worldly distractions and draw closer to Allah, then you can be sure that it is a sign of divine guidance. Allah shows you that, in this relationship, you are on the path to purification. It's a blessing in disguise, a reminder that you have the potential to grow spiritually, and that this particular soul is helping you reach a higher level of faith. But this mirror not only shows us our qualities, it also exposes our weaknesses. If this person, despite their good intentions, ends up pulling you away from Allah, luring you towards desires that do not serve to nourish your soul, or making you forget your spiritual priorities, then they become a reminder of what you need to correct. Such a person is not here to break you, but to make you aware of where you are in your relationship with Allah. It is a warning that something in your heart needs to be readjusted. It confronts you with an uncomfortable truth. You must change to regain the lost balance. Human relationships, if observed carefully, have this strange but powerful power to direct us toward what we need to improve in ourselves. Sometimes, the people we unconsciously choose to let into our hearts, or the people Allah decides to send to us, force us to face parts of ourselves we would rather ignore. They reveal cracks, doubts, fears, but also potentialities and strengths that we had not imagined. And therein lies the secret. This is all part of the divine plan to guide us, purify our souls, and bring us closer to our Creator. Thus, each encounter, each relationship, is an opportunity to examine ourselves deeply, to reevaluate our interior, and to discern whether we have followed the path of faith or whether we have deviated. These souls who enter and exit our lives are divine opportunities for redemption. They are mirrors that give us an exact image of our spiritual state and our journey towards Allah. 3. A tool for your spiritual growth. Life teaches us that every moment, every experience, every person we meet carries with it a valuable lesson. Allah, in His infinite wisdom, leaves nothing to chance. Even human relationships, which sometimes seem trivial, are ways in which He guides and shapes us. In fact, Allah places certain people in our hearts precisely to teach us essential virtues like patience, gratitude, and trust, fundamental qualities that nourish our souls and bring us closer to Him. When you meet a person who puts you through emotional ordeals, it's not just an accident. On the contrary, it is a way for Allah to teach you to be patient. Maybe this person disappoints you or challenges you in ways you didn't anticipate. But through this difficulty, Allah reminds you that patience is a form of purification. It is a spiritual exercise that prepares you to better withstand adversity, to face trials with serenity and faith. Likewise, there are people who come into your life to show you the true meaning of gratitude. They offer you moments of happiness, support and love that remind you how much you have to be grateful to Allah for the blessings you have. These relationships, whether friendly, family or romantic, become daily reminders of the beauty of Allah's gifts, inviting you to thank Him for the people who enrich your life. But the greatest lesson that Allah teaches us through human relationships is that of trust. Trust in Allah, of course, but also trust in those He places on our path. Sometimes, Allah sends you a person who helps you strengthen your faith in humanity, in love, and even in yourself. But sometimes, Allah also sends you people who will test your ability to place your trust in others. Do not let yourself be overwhelmed by fears or hurts from the past. This process can be difficult, but it is a way to strengthen your relationship with Allah, who is the source of all trust. These relationships, although sometimes tumultuous or complicated, are not there to harm you. They are not punishments, but divine tools that shape your character and strengthen your faith. If you accept each person as an instrument of your own spiritual development, you will see your growth take a deeper direction. Each of these relationships, whether they bring laughter or tears, is an opportunity to understand more about Allah's plan for you. They are a way to draw closer to Him, understand His plan for your life, and become the person He wants you to be. To accept the divine decree in these bonds of the heart is to recognize that in each encounter there is a lesson to learn, a wisdom to grasp. Every relationship has a purpose, even if that purpose isn't always apparent at first. The true test lies in our ability to accept these relationships with gratitude and view them as divine gifts, no matter the circumstances, for our own spiritual growth. 4. A soul connected to you even before this world. There are encounters that seem to go beyond mere chance, connections that form so easily, as if souls recognized each other before even crossing paths in this world. These bonds, sometimes invisible, weave threads between hearts, uniting people in an inexplicable way. This feeling that you have known this person forever, even if you only met recently, is a reality that many have experienced. It's as if, even before you were born into this world, your destiny had already been mapped out, that your souls had already met in another dimension. Allah, in His greatness, had preordained certain bonds between human beings. These relationships are not the result of chance, but of divine will. Even before our bodies took shape in this world, our souls were connected by invisible threads that weave our destinies. There are souls that you think you have known forever, as if they had been inscribed in your heart long before you were born. This connection is not mere coincidence. It is a manifestation of the divine plan that Allah has for each individual. These predestined connections go far beyond human logic. They transcend time and space. Sometimes you meet a person and it seems to you that you have shared entire lives together, that you are linked in a way so deep that no rational explanation can suffice. These souls, they came into your life for a reason that you may not yet understand. But their impact on your heart is undeniable. This person didn't just appear to you by chance. She was sent to fill a specific role in your story. A role you may not see immediately, but whose importance you will discover in time. But why do some relationships seem inevitable? Why is it that, despite distance, trials or obstacles, certain people always seem to come to your mind or appear at a crucial moment in your life? The answer is simple. These bonds are part of what Allah has planned for you. They are not the result of chance, but divine plans which, no matter the choices you make, always end up manifesting themselves. Allah places people on your path not only to teach you lessons, but also to accomplish a particular mission, to help you grow, evolve, or even get through a test. These connections transcend space-time and are deeply rooted in the heart. These connected souls are there to strengthen your faith, to help you understand more about divine mercy, and to remind you that everything in this life is governed by the will of Allah. There is immense beauty in realizing that certain encounters are written in your destiny, that they are a part of your spiritual path, and that, even if they seem to appear out of nowhere, they have always been there, waiting for the moment when you are ready to accept them. It is this certainty that, despite the apparent dispersion of your life, there is a perfect order that only Allah knows. 5. A necessary detour to your final destiny. Life is a journey, and on this journey, certain people appear like beacons, lighting your path for a moment. But just like a lighthouse guides a ship through storms before fading over the horizon, certain people are placed in your life for a limited time, but with an impact that resonates far beyond their physical presence. Allah, in His infinite wisdom, uses these souls as instruments of guidance, placing them in your path, and then sometimes removing them when their role is complete. You may have encountered a person who, for a time, was essential to your spiritual growth. Maybe it taught you a crucial lesson, opened your eyes to aspects of yourself you hadn't yet understood, or pushed you to see the world from a new perspective. This person, although temporary, was a catalyst, a springboard in your spiritual quest. She did not have to stay by your side forever, because her role was not to be a permanent part of your life, but to guide you, teach you, and prepare you for the next stages of your journey. Accepting that some souls are temporary is one of the most difficult lessons to integrate into our hearts, because we often tend to cling to what we love, to want certain people to stay with us, to convince ourselves that their presence is essential for our happiness. However, in Allah's plan, these temporary souls play a crucial role. They come to us at a specific moment, often in periods of fragility or confusion, to provide us with insight, advice, or reflections that will help us move forward. But once this mission is accomplished, Allah removes them, showing us that everything in this life is fleeting, and that no person is meant to stay in our material world indefinitely. But the key thing to remember is that although these relationships are temporary, their effect on us is eternal. The wisdom, strength, and perseverance you gained from this person will not disappear when this relationship ends. On the contrary, they will take deep root in your soul and continue to guide your every step on your path towards Allah. These souls have planted seeds in your heart, seeds of spiritual growth, which will unfold as you move forward in your life, even after they are gone. It takes courage, faith, and understanding to accept that what seems like a loss is actually a divine gift. The fact that Allah removes certain people from our lives does not mean that we have failed or been abandoned, but rather that He is preparing us for something greater. Each encounter, each separation, each pain is a step towards our final destiny, towards the place where we will be truly fulfilled. The journey is long and sometimes difficult, but each detour, each encounter, and each departure has its role to play in the story that God is writing for us. It's not just a coincidence that this person came into your life. Every soul placed in your heart carries a message from Allah, a message that you can choose to listen to or let pass. If you feel this connection, if you know deep down that there is a reason, don't ignore this sign. Whether this relationship is a blessing or a test, there is a valuable lesson to be learned from it. So take a moment to think, why is this person in your heart? If you think this message can reach others, share this video. And remember, every divine connection is a call to strengthen your faith and your connection with Allah. Share your thoughts and experiences in the comments, and let us know how Allah has guided your heart through the people He has placed in your path.